Where are you? Get up here! Where's Jim? So, we've all heard amazing stories told by complete amateurs tonight, and it's just amazing, the stories that have been told tonight, how interesting they are, how funny they are, but I'm going to now tell you a story you've all been waiting for. The gross and disgusting. Okay, so here it goes. I'm in South America, Guyana, South America, as a medical student, and I did a very studious 1 month in the country of Guyana. And I did my public health project. We worked very hard. We did a really good job. So I was with another student, and we said, now what do we want to do? We have the whole summer off, and our month of work is over. Let's go to the next country, Suriname, and we'll stay with the Amerindians. And so we go across the land, and we go over to Suriname. We stay there, and I meet a guy who's the head of the museum there. And we said, we want to stay with the Amerindians, you know, the original people who settled South America. He says, well, we can do that. There's an airfield. We'll fly you 300 miles into the jungle. It's an airplane, but it doesn't have seats, so we'll sit you on the mailbags. And me and the other student, we went 300 miles into the jungle, and there's a remote airfield there, and we meet an Indian guide, an Amerindian. His name, I don't know why, but his name was really Cowboy. That was his name. So we hiked 2 days in the jungle, 2 full days, very tough hike in Suriname. Actually crossed the border from Suriname into Brazil. And it was a very tough hike. I had my Con All-Stars on, okay? Con All-Stars at the time were fine for city boys, but not good in the jungle. I got some really bad blisters. So I took my Con All-Stars off, and we arrived in the Indian village. The Indian village was amazing. They were the Yanomama Indians. And these were just beautiful people. We traded with them. We brought some cloth and some things to trade. And they took us in. We were there for 2 weeks. We slept in a hammock in their huts. They lived in a hut. They lived a very beautiful, simple, primitive, beautiful life, and they were beautiful people. And but they had one thing I didn't have. They had very thick soles on the bottoms of their feet, and I was a tenderfoot. So I'm walking the Indian village, and everything's fine for a few days, and you know, I started having some pain in my feet. And we finally got back to the airfield, and I get back eventually to medical school, and my feet never quite healed. And I went, and it just so happened, at my school, there was a dermatologist that I saw who was an expert on tropical medicine. And I went to see him because my feet just weren't healing. He says, you're lucky you came to me. He says, you've got a very unusual thing. I've never actually seen this, but I've read about it in the textbooks. You've got Tunga penetrans, which is a sand flea that has deposited eggs in the bottom of your feet. And had you waited a few more days, you would have been lucky enough to see the little worms crawl out of your feet. He says, weren't you waiting for this? I want to see a disgusting story. You got it. And then, but he cut the egg sacs out of my feet, and I've been great ever since. That's it.